Hello and welcome. I wanted to take the opportunity today to acknowledge the work that you've been doing in this program, however major or subtle. And in honor of that, I thought we would have a moment to acknowledge and express our desires to the universe and offer some thanks for the communication that it gives us. So, let me open circle. If you're with me at the moment, you might light a candle or some sage, or maybe hold on to an article that you find healing to you, or even something that is dear to you. So as we gather, I'd like to take a moment to open circle, inviting the guidance and the spirit of the four directions. Of course, the north, our leader, our guidance, our counselor. To the east, our magical selves, the ones that know unity and know where we come from. To the south, our wild spirits, the ones that reign in the summer and beckon us into nature so that we can embrace and embody our full humanness. And to the west, the beloved, the bringers of transformation, the spirits that guide us into new forms of life. And certainly, let us take a moment to acknowledge the above and below, the divine light from above and sacred Gaia that informs us and communicates through us. And I'd like to invite in compassionate spirits to join us today, and you might do the same. Perhaps there is a guiding light that has been communicating with you or leading you onward, however subtle. And just take a moment to welcome its presence. Thank you for joining us. And also, I'd like to take a moment to welcome and acknowledge spirits of the land. Take a moment to acknowledge the land that you stand on now. And even if you don't feel a deep connection to that land, you can really open the channel by just acknowledging the presence and the existence of the place that you're standing on. Welcome. And let's begin by bringing ourselves here and taking a moment to center ourselves. So I'd like you to put your hand over your heart, and you might find that you would like to rock or gently tap your chest. And let's just receive a few breaths together. Breathing together, acknowledging that we are here in circle with some people that we might know and some people that we may not be aware of. And let's just take a moment to honor each other's dreams together. Okay, so I think to your own comfort and whatever feels natural, let's take 7 breaths together. Closing your eyes, patting your heart if you feel called to, and maybe rocking to allow the energy to move through you. Breathing in. Beautiful. Now, if you missed the notes, I'm going to give us a moment here to gather some sort of material. This can be very simple. A piece of paper will work just fine if you're in a safe place to burn it. For simplicity's sake, I'm going to use a match. And I want to invite you to move your body a little bit and see if you can find your center, wherever that might be for you. So this might be in the middle of your head, in your heart, or in the middle of your body. For me, I'm feeling it in my solar plexus at the moment. And we know we've come a long way. We've likely faced some things that we knew we were ready to release, even if that was just acknowledging that they exist. It might not feel like you've released them yet, or maybe you're just beginning the journey there, and that's great. If you've at least acknowledged it, the healing has begun. So today I want to take a moment to turn our attention towards our desires. Likely you've been working on calling in something very specific and are becoming increasingly aware of the dynamics of the nature of calling in our desires. And that is a position where we need to act both as the wave and the particle. Okay? We are learning to embody our desires and be very intentional with what we ask for, zoning in on our vision and getting specific with the energetics of what we wish to become or are becoming. And certainly at the same time, we've learned that to some extent you need to let go of your grip around what these intentions are in order to see them manifest in the world. And without getting too much into the details of that, we're going to give an opportunity to just go ahead and release it to the universe. And when we release, I want to make a point to differentiate between the idea of detachment versus non-attachment. So as we release our desires to the universe, it's not so much that we are detaching as much as we are rooting in non-attachment. So we're still calling in the thing that we desire, but we are giving space for the universe to deliver it in the way that it sees best fit for us. We cannot predict these things from a place of the mind, and that's why we give it up to the universe. Again, not to detach from it entirely, but to detach from any ideas or preconceived expectations of how we think it will be delivered to us. So let's take a moment and tune into what our desire is. When you began this journey, it might have changed since you started, or you might have become clearer on what that desire is. And for the time being, what I would like to do is I'm going to rattle briefly and just give us all a few minutes to tune in to what that desire is again. And I encourage you to try to follow the light or the energetic of what it feels like versus the on-paper definition of the thing that you're seeking, if that makes sense. So let's take a moment and settle back in. And I'll just rattle for a few minutes, giving you space to connect to the energy of your desire. Now, if you have it, when you have it, or in whatever form it's appeared to you at this moment, go ahead and take your paper or your match. Holding it out in front of you. And you can repeat after me or speak from your own direct experience, transferring the energetic of your desire to this physical form. Compassionate Spirit, Greater Spirit, and the collective community. I call on you to transfer my guidance, to help me see and to reach clarity. I call on you to bring forth your magic, to answer my prayer for this desire, in a way that directly fulfills my desire or something better. I want to offer to you my gratitude and honor you for your teachings and for your great love, one which I know that I am a part of, and wish to continue to contribute to. As I light this offering, I hand it off to you so that you may do what needs to be done, and I trust that you will deliver. Much. And so it is. Compassionate Helping Spirits, thank you for joining us today. Community, thank you for joining us today. It is by sharing our dreams that our dreams all become more powerful. And shall we just bring it to a close? I invite you to hold your hands out and take a moment for a couple more breaths. Maybe feeling into the community that you are a part of, whether you can define it or not. And bringing your hands together for a deep bow of gratitude. Thank you for joining me.